Good morning. It's Monday. It's day 13 of our group thought energy experiment, which is essentially a consciousness project. It's also a project designed to remind us that we have the ability to change physical matter, that you have the ability to change physical matter. Let's go ahead and look at some of the samples of our experiment radio over the last 3 days from October 6th, 7th, and 8th. A quiet clip, it sounds similar to "he enjoys the internet" or "he employs the internet." Quiet voice, similar to EVP. This phrase is "after we practice." Sounds like "after we practice." I refer to these as bursts. If you've ever come onto the stream or if you've watched it and it's just been a flat line, dead, you're missing out, because at least 16 hours out of the day, it's not that way. I refer to these as bursts. In this particular section, you will hear someone say, "They can hear me." That's all we can understand out of this phrase. And you'll see how the voice refines over the next couple of days. This is still October 6th. This sounds similar to "they've got it connected," but there's an extra syllable in there and we're not quite sure why, so we're just going to pass. Here, what I mean by "connected" is what it sounds like, 3 syllables. So we're going to say that's likely not what they're saying. All right. It's another piece of a sentence, as everything is actually. This portion of the sentence is "most of it," and this is kind of quiet. And again, that's what it sounds similar to. It could be quite different from that, with the same type of phonetic sounds. Here's the following day. Okay, October 8th. Let's see. Start with clip 1. Starts to get interesting. I just realized my mic was off a second ago. So they're switching tactics, or they're adding additional techniques on top of what already exists. And so first we start out with a back a week or so ago with not much words. It couldn't be understood. Maybe a word out of a phrase if you're lucky. And then they've changed to this now. Well, before that, they were also doing a type of sound that sounded like they were trying to come in on the time frame and stay there, and it sounded like all those varying pitches that we heard over the first week is now converted or evolved into what we have today, which is a direct result of the effect of your energy. I need to point out, as I have before, if you haven't seen one of these videos, this is an experiment radio. We started experimenting with radio 10 years ago in 2006. And the radio's been on 24/7. There was a 6-year period where there was no radio work at all. Aside from that, it's been on all the time. It's been on now for a year and a half, 2 years. The last 2 years it has been on. And in that 2 years, we have never seen this much of a consistent observation of the change and fluctuation of energy and potential for voice on this radio. So if we look at those 10 years or at least 5 years of continuous radio work, we have to come to the conclusion that our thoughts are making a difference right in front of our eyes. We're getting into a good few clips here in a second, or interesting at least. You're going to notice there's some pieces in here that sound like you can almost understand it, but it's missing pieces that'll make it clear. Notice these are also all phrases. You can clearly hear the end, where one ends and another begins. This clip is slowed 15%. Also, I'd like to show you this next phrase does sound to be similar to setting up a time bridge, whatever that means. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Starting to get a little more closer to enunciation. Turn that down. Which means we're making progress. Have we heard Morse code yet? No. I think I did hear someone yesterday say, why does he want Morse code? We can discuss that another time. There are reasons. Turn these electronic devices down. They're annoying me. Okay. Here's another one, and this was as it went towards the day. And that's just a mess. Voices on top of voices. This was actually in another clip. Let's do this. I heard this and it brought my attention to it because it was really quiet and it sounded like it had missed its time frame, meaning it came in at the wrong frequency. We went ahead and looked at it, and here's what it sounds like.